What is up, everybody? Welcome back to my channel, Zaynomics Gaming. Today I have a build centered around the Warlock. But before I begin, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to my channel if you enjoy this content. Thank you all so much. Also, leave me a comment on what you would like for me to cover next. Now let's jump right into the build. This build is simple but a ton of fun because of this season's artifact mods. We will utilize Monte Carlo and Sun Bracers. I know it's a little beginnerish, but it is really fun to use, especially with this season's artifact mods like I've stated, and it's really a good build for new light players or new players in general. And since we're getting reissued weapons for the moon as well as the Dreaming City, with this build you can really lock down areas inside of Altar of Sorrows. Now with that being said, Loud Lullaby will be returning to us, and as you may know, 120 round per minute hand cannons are very strong inside PvP. We don't know the full perk list, but they will be available come July 6th. Now that's a reason enough for me to grind out Altar of Sorrows and play again on the moon. I think Bungie's really focusing on the moon and the Dreaming City for new players, so that's a welcome change. I feel like they shouldn't have gotten rid of the weapons to begin with, but we are getting fresh new perks with them. Now granted, we will still have some old perks, but some of the weapons like Arc Logic will be coming back to us, and we will have access to Heating Up perk, which is a great perk on auto rifles. So I'm looking forward to grinding out Arc Logic and Loud Lullaby, especially Loud Lullaby. Now we also have Premonition returning, and we have Twilight Oath from the Dreaming City, Tiger Spite from the Dreaming City, and a few other weapons that will have new perks on them from this season. Now in the description below I will leave a link to this week's TWAB, that way you can view what updates will be coming on July 6th. Now this week's TWAB has basically been the reason why I decided to do this build, because it is absolutely fantastic inside of like the Blinding Well and the Altar of Sorrows. It's even a great build, I would say, in that legend area for Vanguard strikes. I don't think I would run this inside of a master, or definitely not Grandmaster at least, but it is a very, very fun build. So right now we're going to jump into what I'm using. First and foremost, you're going to need a Warlock and you're going to need Sun Bracers. Now I know if you're a new light player, Sun Bracers is very easy to obtain. You can roll the dice and try to go to Xur and try to get those, but Sun Bracers drop in the World Pool, so you don't have to complete some special quest to actually get them. Sun Bracers basically states it has helium spirals, increases the duration of solar grenades. Solar melee kills grant unlimited solar grenade energy for a brief time. Now we are pairing the exotic gauntlets with the Monte Carlo, and the Monte Carlo method states dealing damage with this weapon reduces your melee cooldown and grants a chance to fully charge your melee ability with each kill. Now with Sun Bracers you get about a 5-second window to spam your solar grenades as much as you want after you get a melee kill. Now if you use the Monte Carlo, when you deal damage or if you get a kill, you have a chance to reduce your melee ability with each kill. That gives you the opportunity to have more chances at throwing solar grenades. Now for my energy weapon, I am using first in and last out, and I'm only using it because one, it's a slug, it deals high damage, and it also, my role has Demolitionist. Now that helps out with my grenade ability. I'll basically be able to get grenade energy upon a kill, and I also can reload my weapon as I throw a grenade. So that's very useful, especially since this is basically a grenade style build. And for my power weapon, I am running Royal Entry. It's a Void rocket launcher, and it also has Demolitionist on it, which I've already said kills with this weapon grant grenade energy. Activating your grenade ability reloads this weapon from reserves. Now my role also has Impact Casing and Field Prep. That gives me more reserves and faster reload, and Impact Casing gives me more damage on direct hits. So I'm pretty much just using all of my weapons to the best of my ability to get grenades as much as possible. That's the main idea behind this whole build. You want to have your grenades. This is a grenade build strictly. Now you may be wondering, I am running Top Tree Dawnblade for this build because it has the ranged melee, and you know that's the biggest reason why I'm running that. You get this Celestial Fire, you can stand back from your enemies. It really works well, especially in the higher tier strikes. You can run Well of Radiance with this, but you have to be on top of an enemy to really get the melee off. And that's the biggest thing with this build. You want to be at a distance, fire your melee. That way you're not really in harm's way, and then boom, you'll be able to proc Sunbracers, and you'll be able to lock down areas and just throw as many grenades as you can within that 5-second duration. That's the beautiful thing about it. Now you want to make sure that you shoot your melee at lower tier enemies, red bars, or anything that's pretty much about to die. That way you could proc the Sunbracers, because you have to get a melee kill to get that Sunbracers procced and be able to spam the grenades like you want to. So you don't want to shoot your melee at yellow bars or majors or anything like that, because then you're not going to proc Sunbracers and you wasted your melee. So that's one of the key things about this build. Now you can, like I said, use Well of Radiance, but I'm really just going on the offense here. I'm trying to lock down areas, and I'm trying to basically be a one-man band here. I really felt like I didn't even need my teammates for this. Now what makes this build so special is the artifact mods, and that's one of the other reasons why I decided to make this build. Now for our artifact mod, we have Impulse Recycler, and I'm using that mod. It states grenade final blows grant grenade energy. Multiple copies of this mod increase the amount of energy gained. So that helps me out get more grenade energy. Now I'm also running Ashes to Assets, so on a grenade kill you gain super energy. So that's another aspect that we're trying to run here. We're trying to get our super as quickly as possible as well, which I achieve in this video. Now we're also running a Charge of Light build with this, and my main mod for the Charge of Light is Energy Converter, and it states while charged with light, using your grenade attack grants you super energy, consuming all stacks of Charge with Light. The more stacks you have, the more energy you gain, up to a maximum of 50% of your super energy. Now for the cherry on top, we are running Ashes to Asset, gain bonus super energy on grenade kills. So I'm able to get my super so fast with this build. And that's one of the reasons why I like using it. I was able to get my super, and I was able to lock down areas with these solar grenades. Now I have tried this build on other classes, but for the Warlock, for the Dawnblade, it was so much more efficient, especially since you can spam those grenades as quickly as you wanted to. Now I know the Hunter, it has the tether, but that really doesn't put out enough damage for me or for my liking. I just had so much fun using the Warlock. It was a lot of fun. Like I said, I tried out Thunder Crash, and you know, those grenades, they really have to stay there for a amount of time. That way you can actually get the super energy, and you can't spam the grenades like you can with the Warlock. You can just keep throwing grenades, and I almost felt like I had like a cheat code in the game or something like that. Now I know this exotic has been in the game for a while, and you know, it's one of the first exotics in the game itself. But this season's artifact mods have really made these exotics just top tier, especially for grenade builds. You can really just pump out so much damage, especially with the solar grenades, with the Sunbracers. You can really just spam the grenades, just spam them over and over again. And that's what I enjoyed about it the most. There really is no other exotic that's that focused on grenades. There's no other exotic that you can just throw grenades like that. So it was fun for me. I really enjoyed it, especially on the strikes and Altar of Sorrows. And like I said, with those new weapons, well, old weapons returning with new perks, it will definitely make Altar of Sorrows, the Dreaming City, Blind Well, all those other activities more viable, especially Altar of Sorrows. I think a lot of people are going to be really gunning for a Loud Lullaby, especially since 120 round per minute hand cannons are just so dominant right now, because they have so much damage in that single shot, and you can really stagger an opponent. So a lot of people are really using those. For me, I'm really stuck on Chroma Rush. If you haven't checked that video out, definitely go check it out. I really love the 720s, but this video isn't about that. When the new update comes out, definitely make sure you try to grind out for the reissued version of these weapons. That way you can get some brand new perks on, especially the Loud Lullaby. If you haven't gotten an Igneous Hammer or something like that, you're definitely going to want to grind out for that 120 round per minute hand cannon. Now before I go, I just wanted to mention the other mods that I used to accommodate for this build and make it a little bit more efficient to become charged with light. I was using Blast Radius, and it basically states become charged with light by rapidly defeating multiple combatants with grenade launchers or rocket launchers. And as I've stated, I was using a rocket launcher as my power weapon, and I was also using Taking Charge. So basically collecting an orb of light, you'll become charged with light. Now I was running stacks on stacks as well, and that gives you an additional charge of light that you can basically hold. So you don't really have to worry about being charged with light as much. You can just run taking charge if that's all you have, or blast radius, because that's really readily available since it's an artifact mod. So like I said, this season's artifact is just out of this world as far as like the mods and the different builds that you can really run. And like I said, you definitely got to have energy converter, because that helps you gain your super energy so fast with these builds. Now there are a couple other builds that you can run that are grenade based, but like I said, this was by far the most efficient. And like I said, you can use Well of Radiance. I just chose to go on the offense. Now obviously you're stuck to the solar class if you decide to use the sun bracers. That's one of the drawbacks, but being able to spam those grenades like you see in the background gameplay, it was just phenomenal, and it was so fun and refreshing to revisit these old exotics that really a lot of people have forgotten about. So if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to my channel for more content. I definitely have more videos and plans coming in the future. I want to thank you all so much for coming in and watching. I hope you all have a wonderful weekend. Oh, and before I forget, if you're looking for a special weapon with Altar of Sorrows, definitely grind out that Blasphemous shotgun. It has Osmosis as one of the roles. Osmosis states using your grenade ability changes this weapon's damage type to match your subclass until you stow it. I plan on reviewing this weapon because this is the only slug shotgun that can get Osmosis, and it is very crucial for any match game activities. But until then, I will see you guys in the next video. I hope you all have a wonderful weekend.
Voters play for power shaped with danger and high logic, but also its flaws. You've proven that the path to victory comes only from the light.
We're happy to send the message, Commander.
Excellent work. Return to the tower.